What's going on, guys? Super9, and welcome back to another fantastic episode of SpaceBound. Today, we are going to be working with ENDER.io so that we can create some of the things that we're going to need so that we can go nuclear. So it's been a little bit of time since the last video, but that doesn't mean anything. I have been working like crazy on here. You can see some new stuff over there in the background. I went on a massive mining trip, and my intention was to live stream all of this, but I decided not to because I don't know if you can tell, I am getting sick. My throat feels like it is bleeding. It is like razor blades and stuff, so I can't live stream. So I decided to do a video that way I can stop and, you know, do the things that I needed to do so that I can continue making the video. So without further ado, what we're going to be doing, like I said, is working with ENDER.io, and we will be going down to a new room that I created that is going to hold our spawners. We are going to be making some powered spawners using this awesome soul binder that is off to the side here. So let's get started. So to progress to nuclear, there's some things that we need, and one of those major things is going to be this Carithium dust that's right here. This is responsible for creating cryo-stabilized flux ducts. So if we click on this, and here you see this Gilead cryotheum, I think is how you say it. So you need this cryotheum dust in a magma crucible, and it creates the Gilead cryotherium. I don't know if I'm saying that correctly, but so that's important. Now, how you get this is from Blizz powder. So I already actually made a Blizz spawner in the room that I'm about to show you guys here in a second. I wanted a working model before I started recording the other ones because I wasn't sure if what I was doing was going to work properly or not. This is the first time I've kind of messed around with ENDER.io and powered spawners and things like that. So with that said, we also need a Enderman spawner. And we need a, I believe they're called Basils. I'm not totally sure. They are pronounced like so. Hang on, we'll show you right here. Basils. We'll just call them Basils. Yeah, I like Basil Dazzles. We'll call them Basil Dazzles. Beautiful. So, yeah. So to do this, all you need is a soul vial, which you saw there in my storage, and a broken spawner, which we've gotten quite a few broken spawners from the mining trip and previous episodes and stuff like that. So if you've never messed with ENDER.io, all you need to do to make these soul vials is literally create an empty vial, and then you go to the mob that you want and you right click on it and you get their soul, which is totally awesome. So super easy, super straightforward, amazing. And then what we need to do is create power spawners. Now I've already done this. I've already created the ones that I need, plus an extra one, I believe. So we've got that. So let's get this started real quick with creating the actual spawner. So what we need is our soul vials. Let's grab those first. So I'm going to grab our Enderman one and then the Basils. And then we are going to grab the powered spawners. I'm just going to grab all of them. And then we also need to grab the broken spawners. So here's some broken spawners here. I just need 2, so I'll grab that stack there. These are cave spiders, if I remember correctly. Yep. And what we're going to do is just throw it inside of this soul binder. So we just put this in here. We're going to do the Enderman one for, actually, no, we're going to do the Basils first, and then we'll put that in there. And then it just requires 8 experience, which clearly I have tons. Plus, I've got tons behind me over here. So if I ever need experience, I am set. So while that is progressing through, let's run down into that room and I'll take you guys through all of that. I also made some upgrades to the power and everything like that, which is totally awesome. So as you can see, I also switched out the capacitor bank to a newer capacitor bank. Because I think the other one was just a basic capacitor bank, if I remember right. So the input is now 100K and the output is 100K. So I added a whole bunch of magma crucibles in the nether and some over here as well. And those are all pumping in power now. I've also upgraded them to, I believe, the Signalium. No, I didn't do that one. Hang on, which one did I do? I don't know. It doesn't matter. They're upgraded, so they're better than they were. And I have some augmentation on them as well to promote more power and things. So the power issue is kind of sorted for now, which is going to be important because what I'm going to be doing is when we go nuclear, we are going to be needing a huge like battery to kind of like jumpstart the fusion reactor. I've decided to go with this fusion reactor, and the reason why is because it doesn't require a lot of maintenance. There's no extra stuff that you've got to worry about. like managing nuclear waste and some of that. That was some of my worry. I didn't want to have to deal with all of that because I wanted to kind of set it and forget it. So the only thing that we really have to worry about with the fusion reactor that I'm going to be building is cooling, which is going to be pretty easy. Oh, I also did this room up a little bit. This is the basement room. I kind of made it a little bit smaller and stuff. And we're going to be putting some important things down here as well that we're going to be needing. We'll get into that in a different episode. But let's go down here. And this is the room down at the bottom. Now, this is made in this big cavern. You can probably hear the water potentially. I'm not sure if that is kind of that's actually really loud over there. Wow. There's also this weird spawner out the door that I found. These guys, I think they're zombies. I'm not sure. Yeah, abyssal zombies. Look at that. So there's a spawner there. We'll probably mess with those guys at some point. So this is the test model with the Blizz spawner. So I just have a mob crusher in here like you guys saw in the nether previously, and I added this range add-on as well. So it pretty much handles a little bit bigger than this area. This is a 9x9, and I guess I could make this one deeper. You'll see here in a second. But this is the powered spawner. I've never messed with them. So what we can do is when we make the powered spawner, it will, you know, in this case, make the Blizz. We just need to add a capacitor in here. And I'm not going to turn it on now because we have the soul binder on. These things use an immense amount of power. That's why I have the lever on top. So if I flick this lever, it will actually, it's redstone activated. This thing will start spawning the blizzes. So you can change that by cycling through right here. So as you can see, I set this to active with the signal. So that is pretty much it. That thing will just spawn these things. This kills it. This will gather all of its stuff. We'll go down below here in a minute, but it actually crafts the blizz powder that we need. So I have an auto crafter underneath here that handles all of that, and then the XP shoots out of here and goes to those tanks that you saw up at the top next to the enchantment stuff. So the other two have kind of got roughed in here, and I think I'm just going to keep them 9x9. And it will, the spawn radius is where I was kind of saying that we should bump it back one, because if we turn this on, you can see the range here, and they can spawn outside, but I don't seem to be having any problems. The rest of this is all in spec, except for this back part. So I think I'm just going to leave it as is. It's not that big of a deal. This thing can also show the working area. So this thing can actually extend outside of here and even overlaps over here as well. Which might be problematic. We'll find out when we start doing some of the other stuff, because it may be getting some of the, I was planning on putting the basil dazzles over there. So, all right, let's click this off real quick, and we're going to run over to the other side and start working on this and prepping it. So I've already ran some of the stuff underneath. Let me get some glass going, and I'll make this box. All right, so I finished building the glass box. Now, I probably don't need to make it that high, because like you guys saw, that range for the spawning is only like, you know, a few blocks high. So I'm doing a little bit of overkill. I probably wasted some glass, but you know, it is what it is. So let's go back up and see if our Basil Dazzle spawner is ready to go, and then that way we can start working on the Enderman spawner. All right, so we arrived back here at the top, and it is good to go. Beautiful. So then let's start working on our Enderman spawner. So we're going to have that one going, 8 XP points there. We're going to put that in. So now to finish this guy off, all we need to do is go to an anvil. We need to place a powered spawner in there, and then the broken spawner inside, and then now we've gotten this awesome spawner right here. So this is now set up for our Basil Dazzles. So we can take this down there and get to work while this one is cooking up. So let's go do that real quick. For the powered spawner, we just need to pop this guy in relation to this. So if we just center our points here, we should just be able to pop into the floor like so. And I'm going to place this block here. Oh, we need to configure this as well. I forgot about that. So let me get my hammer real quick. It's going to be important. So boom, get this. So let's jump this inside here. We need a capacitor. So I should have a few capacitors already made. Beautiful. So I've got these guys. I like using these ones because they spawn these things very quickly. I can't run them like crazy yet. Once I get the nuclear fusion reactor going, this thing's about to get crazy in here. These will be able to run probably nonstop. So all we need to do is shift and right click on this, and it'll put it into our pocket there. So this is already configured. We can throw this guy down, and it is good to go. Let me take this block up out of here, as well as this torch. We don't need that in there anymore. All right, so now that we have this set down, we need to run some power to it. So let's head underneath. I've got this awesome little area over here that I ran some piping down from the Baconshire upstairs here. And as you can see, this is the other thing that I did upgrade on all main power runs, is I upgraded to signalums. We'll just call it signal flux duct. It's easier for me to say, especially since I'm sick. So basically, I found out that the leadstone flux ducts that I was using previously was actually bottlenecking the whole thing. And I should have known this. Those were only going for, I think, 2,000 RF per tick, where these things go like 16,000 RF per tick. So this is totally worth it. This has helped increase our power supply, along with all the upgrades that I did for the magnetic dynamos and things, and adding some more in the nether and stuff. So all main power runs have this now. I still have leadstone on like machines and things like that. So this is the auto crafter. So to briefly go over this real quick, what it does is from the mob crusher, it brings in the blizz rods and then crafts it into the blizz powder and then shoots it out into my storage network. And then I have this filter system here. So anything else that's dropped from the blizzes will get filtered and not sent into this crafting table, basically the auto crafter, and then just thrown into my storage system, which is totally sweet. So let's run over here and do some power. So this is right here. Beautiful. So all we need to do is, I think I'm going to bring the power on maybe this side of it, because we are also going to have to set up an auto crafter down here as well. So let's grab some signals pipes. I should have quite a bit here. I was going crazy crafting, I'm not going to lie. So we'll just throw this here and put this here like so, and I'll kind of set it up like the other side. There we go. Beautiful. So let's set up the auto crafter since we're down here as well. And I don't think we're going to need to do this for the Enderman, because all we need from the Enderman literally are just pretty much their drops. Because the next phase, and I didn't explain why I needed the Enderman, is for the resonant flux ducts. We need ender pearls. So, and we need a bunch of them. And then that is what progresses into the cryo stabilized. So that's why we need Enderman. So for the crafting system, we've got the crafting table right here, auto crafter. So let's break this out of the way. We'll throw this guy here like so. And now we just need to do the filters and all that stuff. So we need a servo. So let's grab those guys, and we need a filter. And I don't have another one, do I? Wait, what is that thing called? I can't remember off the top of my head right now. Is it actually called a filter? Reinforced filter. I must not have any more. Uh-oh. I'm going to have to craft them. All right, so I crafted the filter. So we're going to plop this guy down here. And then the servo. Let's pop this guy here. And we should be good to go with that. This does not need any power. So let me throw these servos back in, and we can get to filtering this once we get some things spawning here. So this is all set up and ready to go. We'll have to configure this auto crafter here shortly, but we're good to go with that. Let me grab some food real quick, and we'll head upstairs, and I will see if the Enderman spawner is done, and we'll bring that down here, and we'll keep going. All right, Enderman spawner is completed, so let's do the same thing as before. Broken spawner in there, powered spawner in there, and 16 is the cost, but it's totally worth it. And we've gotten that Enderman spawner, so let's throw that in there. All right, so since this is completed now, let's run back down, and we can turn on the Basil Dazzle spawner and see if this is gonna work, which it should. I wouldn't see why it wouldn't. Everything's already pre-prepped and stuff. So we've got the capacitor in here. This is set to redstone. So let's turn this thing on. It's going to take a few minutes. So you'll see it cooks here. So if you have a different capacitor, like a basic capacitor, that will work in here, but the spawning rate is going to be slower. So that's why I like these. These seem to be pretty accurate. Okay. All right. Not working. Okay. So I know why it's not working. I need to add the range card. My bad. So we've got this guy here, and we just need to throw this in there, and then there we go. All right. My bad. So yeah, very important to add to the range card. So, oh, we get pulverized obsidian from them. That's awesome. Okay, so let's actually shut this off real quick. I think I'm missing a drop, so I'm going to run down here and see if any of them got stuck in this thing. Because we need to set up the autocrafter. I probably shouldn't have did what I did. I should probably shut that off. And then now it's just going to go into the autocrafter. Okay, beautiful, it did. Anyhow, so that's awesome. I didn't know that we get pulverized obsidian. That's actually going to be really useful for us. So here's the blaze rods. So all we need to do is take them and then click it in here. The basil rods. And then I think it should... Oh, duh. So there's no RF to it. That's why it's not working. I'm dumb. I'm struggling, guys. All right, I'm sick. Leave me alone. All right, so we can just run some power to it real quick. No worries there. So this thing should work. We'll have to update it. There we go. All right, so that's good to go. So then what we'll do is set this filter up like so. I believe this has to be on whitelist, like so. So then that way it takes that stuff in. Everything else will get jumped out. Let me just double check. Yeah, so that needs to be clicked with whitelist showing. Let me just double check that I did that correctly. Okay, that is that. So that should be working properly. So everything else, all this obsidian and stuff will get bumped once I add a item duct here like so. Oh wait, I can't. Might have to move this here. This lever's in my way. So let me put the item duct here and then lever here. And that will allow it to bypass all the extra stuff that isn't getting pulled into there. And we should be all set with that. So beautiful, guys. That's awesome. It is not active since I moved that lever. So let's turn this on now. There we go. I need levers for days, man. All right, so we should see this stuff getting in there. Beautiful. There we go. So that got all crafted. That is awesome. So now it's finally working. My bad. Had a little bit of technical difficulties for sure. But everything seems to be good. We should be seeing this in the storage here in a second. It'll take a minute to get delivered because I'm using these opaque ones. Their speed is kind of a little bit slower. All right, so we can see the Basil Dazzle powder coming in here. That's totally awesome. That number is going up. Let's check for the obsidian powder, and we definitely have that. That's going to be awesome. We're going to be able to make obsidian without having to do anything. I didn't know that this was an extra byproduct. It's totally awesome. So that's going to be really useful. So with all of that said, I think what I'm going to do is end the episode right here. Hopefully you guys did enjoy. Please hit the like button for the love of bacon if you know what I'm saying. Hit that subscribe button. Join the Discord. Link is located in the description below as well. Be safe. Be kind. Know that you're appreciated, and I will catch you in the next one.